Phoenix22, and you are listening to the Push Empowerment Podcast, your favorite, yes, podcast that's always on time with a true storyline. Built to empower my sisters, because if you are any part of Miss Phoenix 22 in any way, you are a star. Today we'll be talking about operating in faith, but first a disclaimer. I am spiritual. I am a spiritual leader, and I take great pride in that. This is a non-judgmental platform. This is a non-judgmental podcast. Sometimes we get a little funky, but understand and know that I will always, always, always come to you as my authentic self and absolutely no one else, okay? Also, men, you are welcome here, okay? We're not biased here. You are welcome here, okay? So, let's get to it. Operating in faith. For the last 4 months, I missed you guys too. But for the last 4 months, I've had to let go of a lot. Meaning people, places, and things. Now, before this particular moment, when I made the decision to let go of it all, as many of us humans, right, I kept going back and forth with myself like, am I making the right decision logically? Being an Aquarius, if you know what I mean, we Aquariuses are very logical and intelligent. And when we're making a decision, it's a made decision. There's absolutely no going back on it. This particular decision took me about maybe 3 years to make. When you realize you are stuck in a situation that's going absolutely nowhere fast, a continued cycle, I started to notice like it's time to move on now. And not just, okay, it's time to move. No, it's time to move now. Or this situation could have really turned out bad for me. Y'all, it's like the moment I said, okay, I'm done, everything started changing. In that moment, with no hesitation, y'all, I'm very spiritual, and God started sending signs after sign after sign. Like, are you ready for this ride, girlfriend? If you've been following me, then you know I'm very connected to people, more so animals, birds, realizing my spiritual animal in particular, one is a blue jay. And you guys, I fumbled on so many blue jay feathers back in July. In one particular sense, I knew I needed to speak up because I'm the person that loves her peace. When you interrupt that, all H breaks loose, okay? And let me tell you, it did. This past May, I opened my mouth, y'all. I couldn't help myself. My body itself said, forget that. Let loose, okay? It's time to get things back in order. Not only that, but again, I'm spiritual. And I consult in God, my dad, daily in decisions. No matter if it's as small as, should I be eating this? Should I be going this place? Should I be talking to this person? But for real, God said, hold on. You've now allowed me to lead. And here's your blindfold, baby girl. Walking by faith, right? And not by sight. So on July 31st, God didn't tell me that I would leave my apartment. I had clues, but God didn't tell me that. I really thought that I would be staying there, and every single thing in it. God didn't tell me that I would quit my job, and I did quit my job. God didn't tell me that I would live in a motel for a week, right? God didn't tell me that I would even live in a shelter for 4 months. While in the shelter, to keep my mouth closed, God only told me to trust him no matter the fire that was happening around me. August 7, 2023, with a straight face, you guys, I entered into the shelter with my daughters and my desktop, computer, and maybe 2 or 3 bags. August 8th, I got a new job. Not just any job, one that has worked with me, believed in me, and I have been recognized more than I can count on my hands. Some of you guys know that I lost my car a year ago, and I gained a new one. I had to leave everything behind, but you guys have no idea. I've gained double, if not triple, through the entire process. Jeremiah 29:11 says, I know the plans I have for you, and not to harm you, but to prosper you, right? You all have no idea that what I've went through or dealt with for the past 4 months. And through it all, in which there were many witnesses of my story, I kept a straight face and a closed mouth. And you know what? Lying sometimes is best suitable in some occasions. Trust me. He didn't tell me at all that I would have an even bigger home, praise God. And he sent strangers, absolute strangers, to help me. All I can say is, wow. There's not a moment that goes by, not a morning, not an evening, not a night, that I'm not praising my dad. Some seasons cause you to shut your dang mouth, because there are those, and I'm surely not oblivious to this, that would love to see you fall and trap with the wishes they set out for you. Let's not all subtract. You could also be sleeping with the enemy. When you realize that this is the very reason God gave you discernment for all, not just your friends, your family, but your coworkers, strangers, and surely lovers. We have to operate out of faith, you guys. So while you're praying for change, understand God is willing and ready. But the question is, are you? Sometimes, because there's no roadmap, because we don't have a roadmap to life, that's why, in one sense, there's free will. God gave us free will to choose. God is not and will not make you do a thing, but simply tell you, I am the only way through this. Just trust me. I am the way, the truth, and the life. Trust me, John 14:6. There must be belief. I also pray for patience. God doesn't just give you patience. He allows problems to happen. He allows you to go through challenges and obstacles to mature your patience. When you pray for wisdom, it is a request of God for the ability to gain knowledge, gain experience, and good judgment on people, places, and things. Absolutely nothing is handed to you. To many, it may seem like I'm lucky. It may look like I'm lucky. But if you knew me and you would know how hard and extremely hard that I work, you guys. I believe in me, my father, and the prayers for my future, my children, and my plans, my vision. Again, God has it already figured out. You don't. That's not your job to. He just wants you to believe in him. In my codependency class, I talk a lot about the serenity prayer. The serenity prayer says, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time, accepting hardship as a pathway to peace. And many of us do not want to do that. And I was one of those people, like, why is this so hard? Why is it so hard? But I understood at the end, all that God has shown me through my experience on this journey, that hardship is a pathway to peace. It teaches you so much. Taken as Jesus did in this sinful world as it is, and not as we would have it. So many of us would like to change. And what I've learned through this journey, you can't change nobody, okay? You can't change nobody but yourself, right? Trusting that you, God, will make all things right if I surrender to your will, so that I may be reasonably happy in this life and supremely happy with you forever in the next, okay? So I don't think that we look at that prayer or listen to that prayer when we're actually speaking it. It speaks to me in a lot of ways. And I was given that prayer at the age between 14 and 15, if I'm not mistaken. I might have been 16, but it has stuck with me since that day. So those that have taken my codependency class, the 14 steps to recovery class, know what this prayer means to me, and it's repeated for a reason. Which leaves, if you are interested in Miss Phoenix22's codependency class, you can log on to www.missphoenix22.com, stroll down to the first page, and you would see rooms of codependency. You guys, codependency is psychologically involving unhealthy relationships of all kinds, even substance abuse, which has since grown into dysfunction. No relationships, okay? The class is $44 in total. Before you start the class, there is a 30-minute spiritual counseling. There's a section before you see this particular class is for you. You will be charged after the consultation, and you are welcome to set up your days and your times. I am free throughout the week, just not on Saturdays and Sundays, because those days are for me, my children, and God. Surely Saturday is Sabbath for me. But if you are interested in any way, please reach out to me. I can only help you on the things that I have experienced, and that has been a lot, and each day is a journey for Miss Phoenix22, and I'm sure it is for you also. But operating out of faith, you guys, not by the things that we see, by the things that God allows us to feel, hear. So if you have enjoyed this podcast, please leave a thumbs up. You can push the tab that says, I think it's like interactions, and I have like a poll there. So if you have enjoyed this, please let me know. I love feedback, and I will see you guys probably on Sunday the 31st. I want you to know that you are so loved and you are needed in this world, not just Miss Phoenix22. You are needed as well, okay? I love you, I love you, I love you, and have a wonderful and beautiful